Hello there and welcome to Black Jackal Gaming. We're going to take a look at the Grand Master Belial. He is the chapter master of the Deathwing. We've got a whole new model for him. He's in true scale Terminator armor, which is really cool. He's got a nice precision keyword on his weapons for his ranged and melee weapons, which is quite nice. And there's a good precision ability for the unit he's leading. He's got quite a cool melee counter ability where he can bounce mortal wounds back onto his opponent, and he can lead all of the different Terminator units, which is quite nice. And he's priced relatively competitively. He's actually quite a good model for the Dark Angels. Taking a look at his Datasheet, it comes in at a really reasonable 85 points. He's movement 5, toughness 5, 2 up save with a 4 up invulnerable save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, and objective control 1. For his range profile, he has ballistic skill 2, and he has a master crafted stormbolter. This comes with the precision keyword and rapid fire 2. So he has a 24-inch range, 2 attacks, strength 4, 0 AP, and quite a nice 2 damage. For his melee profile, he comes in at a weapon skill 2, and he has the sword of silence, again with the precision keyword. Comes in at 6 attacks, strength 6, minus 2 AP, and 2 damage. Onto his abilities, which he has 2 of, the first one being Grand Master of the Deathwing. While he's leading a unit, any critical hits gain the precision keyword, so this is for ranged and melee attacks. Finally, he has Strikes of Retribution. When he's attacked via melee, after resolving these attacks, you can roll a d6 for each attack by the unit, and this can be a max of 6d6, and for every 2+ he scores, 1 mortal wound is bounced back onto the unit that's attacked him. As we can see from his profile, he's really there to be a dedicated unit that can go and target key characters for the opposition's army, especially ones leading units, and come in and do as much damage to them and wipe them out, really harming the opposition's ability to support the units and push forward with their army and their strategic battle plan. So what buffs and combos can you give to Belial so you can get the best out of him as a character? So he's very competitively priced character, especially in comparison to other Terminator characters, so he is actually one that you want to lean into with the Deathwing army. He can join multiple Terminator units, including the Deathwing Knights, which are really nice, but his best attachment he can join is the Inner Circle Task Force, which is the Deathwing Task Force, essentially. So the detachment rule is that you can select an objective within your command phase, and until your next command phase, this is now your vowed objective, and when you're targeting a unit that's standing on the objective, you get +1 to the wound roll, which is really nice, and you get to choose this for each turn as well. First up, we have a piece of war gear called the Champion of Deathwing. Now this is a really good piece of war gear, and you're probably going to include it every time you use this task force on one of your characters. So this gives lethal hits in melee, and if the unit is within range of the vowed target, you get critical hits on a 5+, which is really nice. Then we have a stratagem called Martial Mastery. This gives you reroll wound rolls of 1, and if the unit is within range of the vowed objective, you get full reroll to wounds, and now that is your unit, not the enemy unit. Finally, there's Wrath of the Lion, another stratagem. When you're charging, at the end of your charge, you roll a d6 for each model in the unit, and on a 4+, you do a mortal wound to the unit with a maximum of 3. Now that you've got 5 models plus the character, you're pretty much always going to, on average, max out the 3, which is really nice. So what's one of the best combos available? Well, you can include him in the Deathwing Knights, and given the Champion of the Deathwing war gear, this really leans into the lethal and precision hits on 5+s, using your maces. So you've got a lot of attacks coming in. You've got them coming in only at -1, however you're targeting characters which are usually a 3 or 4 up, so it doesn't really matter that it's only -1, but it is 2 damage, which is really nice, and those lethal hits are going to be really good because they're going to bypass those strengths of 6s, and they're automatically precision hits as well. If you are doing this and it's against a character that has a buffing ability to the units it's in, where it makes them more durable, maybe gives them an invulnerability save, or it gives them a feel no pain or something along those lines. Now you want to slow roll your attacks after you've used Belial if he hasn't killed the character, just so you can maximize your damage you're putting on the character and removing some of the buffs he's going to give to the unit. If you roll it all at the same time, then your opponent gets to choose in which order they make the save. So obviously they're going to use it first of all on the unit so they can have the buffs of durability. So make sure you're slow rolling so you can allocate the attacks to the character and minimize the buffs he's given to the unit. So if you are leaning towards Dark Angels, especially with the Deathwing, he is a cracking model. He's a brand new model, so looks brilliant, and he's got a good data sheet with good buffing abilities. You really want to be taking him with Terminators or the Deathwing Knights, and you want to be hunting characters. You do have the option to potentially not hunt characters instead and go for some like Assault Terminators and try and lean into maximizing damage on weaker units using something like Lightning Claws. But really you want to be aiming for the Deathwing Knights or the new Terminators, just to maximize that precision keyword and hunt those characters. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments, then pop them below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button, as it greatly helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button to see any future Warhammer content. Take it easy and see you next time for more grim darkness from the 41st millennium.